We are live.
Kev,
How's it going?
what's going on, man?
Oh, been a nice weekend. How's yours? I just conducted my first wedding this weekend.
Did you really?
We kind
Did
of,
you have to get a online?
yeah. I have a online ministry and it was a warped wedding. It was two people that worked on catering for many years on the road with us. Congratulations to Selena and Frankie for your wedding. We had a wonderful time. Everyone saw a lot of old Warped Tour friends down there. There was Michelle Ponce and Lisa Brownlee and Lisa Johnson
Oh,
and
Lisa
Willie
Johnson was down
Grant.
there.
Yeah, the whole crew was down there. Hung out with Brian. Mark Hoppus's guitar tech. He was down there for
Yeah.
the wedding. It was a nice time.
What did you have to do to get certified?
I think it's like $100 and read a little thing, and it goes online and then click. Fun and a lot of band. Frankie was one of for you out there. We're just kind of talking, but Frankie worked on Warped Tour. He's one of the bands that Farewell Winters they toured, and they were also one of our barbecue bands. And Selena was with catering for so long. Shelly's right hand person on the road, and they had a lovely wedding yesterday, and it was so nice to see everyone.
That's
And
awesome, man. That's
nice to
awesome to
see
hear.
you. How's your weekend going?
It's great, man. I've been working on a bunch of music. We have a bunch of festivals that we're playing here. So just trying to get all these mixes done because we're doing Stagecoach, we're doing Beyond, we're doing Forbidden Kingdom, and it's all different. They're all different styles. So trying to mix up a bunch of stuff, and they're all back to back a little bit. So I've been kind of trying to get down to work, put
Storm up here. So, all those things. You come home and yeah, that pool. Been getting a lot of wind up here, a little bit of PTSD up here from all that wind.
oh
You know,
yeah.
that wind.
Well, what's going on with the chat? What's up, chat? How are you guys doing? How's
Yeah,
everybody
how's
doing?
everyone out there? Any questions out there, you guys? I see some notes coming. I'm sure someone always wants Weezer. I think that's the new thing this year. Yo, Weezer guy. Yeah, the
Everybody
Weezer
requesting
guy.
Weezer.
I mean, if you have Rivers' number, just send it to me. I'd give him a call. They played Warped Tour actually. I don't know if you know that even. Uh, Many years ago, Morgan. Did you know they played Warped Tour?
What year?
I was trying to. They were kind of on a comeback. They'd kind of gone underground for a while, weren't doing much, and then they came back and played like 6 shows with us.
Was it after Pinkerton or
No,
like after?
before.
It was before Pinkerton.
Yeah. So what is that? Like 98, 99, something
Something
like that.
like that. Yeah. No, I had no idea. No, I had no idea that they played. And after after doing all of what we've been doing, I've constantly, what up, Justice? How you doing, dude?
What's up?
Justice, how are
How are
you?
you?
Dude, good to see you, bro.
Where are you
Yeah.
based? Where are you at right now, Justice?
Chicago.
You got a show tonight?
Yeah. I didn't know you could do the three-way. This is interesting.
Oh, we can add as
Warped
many
Tour's
people as you
got full
want,
high
bro.
tech now. We got people that do this to help us out with this now.
Dude,
Yeah.
we're all in different places. We can add as many people as you want. The chat can request. Dude, last time Kevin was gone one of these weeks, and I did it myself, and the entire chat was requesting to be in, and I was like, you know what? I might just do it. I might just let everybody in, all 794 people into this damn
Let's
chat.
go, dude. We can do
You
it.
know? Dude, but we're just tapping in. This is like our Sunday hangout, seeing how everybody's doing about bands that are playing Warped, and just no, it's not even like an interview. It's just what's up. It's a real like, how you doing? How's everything going? What's going
Oh,
on?
I like that. Yeah. Well, in Chicago right now, everything's going well. Everybody's off kind of just getting food. We did sound check and all that stuff and filling up my little balloons. It's my job every day.
Okay.
Oh, let's go, dude. It's
Yeah,
so
with
funny,
Where are you
production.
man.
at? Where are you playing at tonight?
Bottom lounge.
That's nice. Okay.
Yeah.
It's so funny. We've been I've been a fan for so long, and I have so many mutual friends that are friends with you, and I just like don't think we've ever come cross paths. And then the one time we do is with Kevin Lyman, the goat, the Warped Tour
Yeah.
goat, and we're just hanging out. But
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
our
of
last one.
course.
I mean, we're at the tail end of 30 days to Warp Tour right now. We'll be on a bunch of bands today. I think tomorrow the posters come out, but we're still going to have a bunch of blank spots because there's still certain bands we can't announce due to radius clauses. So, we like to say
Oh
that we're kind
shit.
of dropping the rest of the lineup tomorrow, but we will have probably, I don't know, I saw 13 spots left in one poster. It looks like it may be, and maybe 8 on another and 7 on another. So, you know, so we're kind of trying to figure out, it's funny because you can't really do with Warp Tour because of our radius clauses being a little easier. And we
Yeah.
were just talking, I was just talking to Stephania here. Stephania is sitting next to me, who works on all the marketing and branding. But how Warp's like a 365 day a year project now. It's like you end in Orlando in November, and we're getting ready to do our first show in June. So it's not like you're doing a tour. And also,
Yeah.
I'm sure many bands like yourself, Justice, would probably do more shows, but you have a schedule too you're trying to keep, you
Oh
know?
yeah, of course, man. And then, just like the desire to have a home life, which there's not really much of that going on, but there's just demand, and I can't imagine the level of demand for what you do.
Yeah, it's strange because we used to, it was easier. People are going, "What's easier?" And I go, technically, actually, the 2 month tour was because you'd
Yeah,
book a band, the agents were happy just to give you the band, and their manager got rid of you for 2 months, and they knew
absolutely.
you were going to be on Warp Tour, and you were going to have a good time. I would say 99% of the bands had a good time on Warp, played for a lot of people, and sold a bunch of
Yeah,
merch and make fans. That was really much easier than doing these weekends where they're spread out so far because when bands people get out, we want this band here, we want this band there, but between now and you playing Warp Tour, what is basically your schedule kind of, and now trying to be home a few days, mental health is
yeah,
important, and being home is probably helpful to be home a little bit.
yeah. I got about 2 weeks in the foreseeable future that I know about. I'm trying to just plan life things and go see a doctor just to get a checkup
yeah,
or something.
those things, just regular things. Go
Yeah.
grocery shopping.
Sleep.
And people
Yeah,
and people don't realize that, like, when you got to jam all those real life things in, and you're on other people's schedules too. You say make a doctor's appointment. It's
yeah,
like sometimes, sadly, in this country, it takes a couple months to get that appointment, and
yeah.
you're trying to time that out, and also trying to time a little time with your family and your friends.
Bro, what do you
Yeah.
need? I'm a doctor. What do you need? Let's talk it out.
Yeah.
I got
Dude,
you.
everything. Just come see you and just throw me away and start all over from
Yeah, let's
scratch.
just start from scratch, dude. Hey, did you when you were younger, like, do you because I think we were around the same age, bro. Did you like growing up? Did you go to a bunch of Warp Tours?
Yeah. Um, anticipating this college kind of sent me on, down memory lane a little bit. My first World Tour was '99 in DC, RFK Stadium,
Oh
and I
yeah.
was 11, which is crazy to think.
You were
Yeah,
11 years old, and I remember that show. We were out. We actually played out on the field. We had a couple stages out there, and
Yeah.
some of you might know an artist. I don't know if any of people online, but there was a kind of a surfer artist, Donovan Frankenreiter. He was like a soul surfer, and he had a
Hmm.
band on that tour called Sunchild, and they were this
Okay.
really they were kind of all surfers from Orange County, and we were playing like in the stadium. Like Warped Tour didn't play inside a stadium, and they were kind of a southern rock band, and they
Yeah.
came, and we felt that we put them out there during like the first band up, and we turned the PA on full blast because it sounded like the first time a band sounded like a stadium band on Warped Tour. But
Yeah.
yeah, we actually played out on that field. We're not out on the field anymore. We're across the road in a big part of their parking lot and area. They call it their festival grounds. But
Yeah.
did you actually buy a ticket or sneak in like everyone else? No one ever bought a ticket
Oh
to
no,
Warped
we
Tour.
we bought tickets, man. Shout out to uh Miss Donna, my friend Dave's mom. She I think like everything that was happening, we were really spoiled in the Baltimore DC area. Um, like with like that year specifically kind of set the tone for what I thought live music was. and it never was that again. So it was such a production. But like we had WHF Festival was the other thing that we
Yeah.
would do in that area, and we like camp out for tickets and stuff, and it was like such a cultural thing leading up to the show. Like going and getting tickets, anticipation of it, and I remember we took the train. Miss Donna um, took us on the train, where it's like I don't know, it's a lot of bad kid things I could have been getting into at 11 where I lived.
Yeah.
Uh,
Did Miss Donna go in the parent tent?
um, I don't even know that there was a parent tent. I didn't know about that. So, she was hanging with us. She was
Yeah, we didn't
in
have the
the
parents' tent in
pit.
'99. Parents' tent really didn't come along about until 2008. I think was the first year I did the parents' tent.
Oh,
That was
wow.
yeah, that was we'd go to places like Billings, Montana or Bozeman, and think about the Warp Tour coming through. People with tattoos, piercings, and green hair into Bozeman, Montana. Before and we went there. And I walked along the fence one time, and there was all these parents sitting outside the fence, and I was like, "Why are you?" And they go, "Oh man, we've heard so much, rock and roll tour, drugs, alcohol, da, 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 all the root
Yeah.
stuff you would much. They're here to see all the bands. They're having a
Yeah.
great time." And that's was like, oh, I'll let the parents in free, build a parents tent so they can kind of hang out right in the middle. So maybe that I always call it, you could call them the cool parent, the trend setting parent, whoever was more than willing to drive like the minivan down with all the kids to their first festival and would sit
Yeah.
inside the tent. And the tent was super chill. Parents like to just rest, watch movies. We had movies in there. We had all this, except in Milwaukee, where I don't know, parents that like to drink a lot of beer. I guess it went hand in hand, and it would like each parent's turn to buy a round for all the other parents. And and then there's 11-year-olds chaperoning their parents because they were more well
Yeah.
behaved than their parents there.
Yeah,
But
that's some
that
real.
that that area is that it evolved a long time. I've seen a bunch of questions coming through. You
Yeah,
know,
what's chat got to say, dude? What's up, chat? Chat, say what's up to.
Roll through, see what we're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, the chat loves to be like, yo, have Weezer play. They like love
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the new
just
thing.
being like, yo,
The
bring
new thing.
Weezer
No matter
here.
what we say, they're going to say have Weezer play. And if you ask them
If
what their favorite band is, I bet half of them will say Weezer. So it's going to be it's become kind of a fun thing. I think we're going to have shirts. Where's Weezer?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
literally. Hey,
if
Justice, I was gonna ask you, bro, like what, since we got a lot of like kids in the chat, like what are you listening to right now? Like what are some of your favorite things that like, you're
um,
doing music a ton, but like when you're just headphones walking city, what do you got going on?
I guess I'm like rediscovering some things from my childhood and a lot of older music. Always that's the beauty of this whole rock and roll thing. It's like you find the band that you love and what are their influences, and then their influences have influences, and it's never ending. We have this chain of really cool stuff. Um, for me, it's like I've come around to like a lot of the classics, like hardcore classics. I've
Mm.
been really obsessed with Agnostic Front recently, Negative Approach. Um, and then, in the context of more recent stuff, the bands that come out of that, we're on tour right now with a band called Big Boy that I'm
Mhm.
obsessed with. And I think they're one of the coolest live bands right now. Um, we're on tour with Bad Beat. They're really cool. Always not just to plug the bands that we're on tour with and that are my friends, but that's just kind of the world I've thrown myself into, and
Yeah.
I love that
No, and I think
stuff.
dude, I think that's like an important thing is like you kind of go out with the people that, you really, really like. It's like a joy to listen to your friends every night and be like, I listen to you when I'm not with you, you know?
Yeah,
Like it's a really cool
absolutely.
thing. I've
I
been on
think
dude, I've been on a Refused kick lately. I went back and
Oh
like,
wow,
yeah,
incredible band.
dude, it's like one of the albums that like made I was like, oh, music can be like this?
Yeah.
I
Has
had
Refused done Warped Tour?
Kevin?
they're not playing. I think they're done.
But have they ever done it?
No, they never did Warped Tour. They were kind of in that weird pre and then hiatus kind of period. I think.
True. Yeah, that makes
Yeah, they
sense.
came back. I saw they did come back for like a second a couple of
Yeah.
years ago, But man,
They
yeah, no, I think it was in that hiatus period, Kevin.
well, Warped was in on hiatus. Well, they were on hiatus during Warped, and then they just came back for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
whole year they
crossover.
started. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
trying to.
yeah, crossover. Well, what do
Yeah,
you got
maybe.
planned
Yeah,
for the rest of the
I
day,
don't know.
Justice?
I know that some of the bigger some festivals brought them back and stuff, but I don't know if they were ever submitted for Warped or we ever talked about it. I don't know when they started. I'm trying to think when they were
It's
beginning.
like 90. It was like 98,
Okay.
like type thing, a little bit around that.
Man, I
But
wish
Justice,
I wish we could get Fugazi back together. Of course we all love Fugazi, but Ian and myself always had slightly different things. My ticket price, his ticket price was $6, and mine was $15. And we used to talk about it. And my economic model was pretty good, $15 for like 10 bands, 12 bands at the beginning of the thing, and they were a $6 ticket. It just didn't match, and that kind of how we keep talking about how when we're trying to work, we're definitely a festival that works on a lower ticket price. We started, I think we're at $170 now. We're on the second level for a 2-day festival price. And it takes all the bands to kind of think about their guarantees to make 150 bands work on a weekend like that, and it goes all the way back to that early time with me and Ian. We were friends. We talk about Warped Tour, and he goes, "That's pretty cool what you're doing." When we were both like, we could never, it wouldn't fit his economic model and wouldn't fit my economic model. And, to this day, there's a lot of great bands that I would love to see. And the door's always open and everything. But I think what we're going to do, Morgan, you're going to be at all the shows, I think, this year with me.
yeah,
You're,
we're on all the shows this year.
you're
We're
going to
hanging
have,
out.
I'm going to give you 6 VIP upgrades, and I'm going to have 6 VIP upgrades in my pocket. And if we see the first people we see with Weezer shirts, we're
We're
going to
gonna
give
have
them an upgrade.
Kevin. We are gonna have the entire festival is just gonna
Yeah,
be
I
filled
think
with
I think
Weezer
that's
shirts.
the serious challenge. We're gonna have the Weezer challenge,
Dude,
and
give some to Justice. They got to find Justice,
yeah,
bro.
if you find justice,
Don't find
put it
me.
in your pocket, you'll see someone out there. And if you have that out there, I think that's what we're gonna do on the, we're tipping off the people that jumped in on this last day of our. This is our last day of our IG lives before we kind of get rolling, and we'll be doing a lot of special stuff. We got some, upcoming. We're going to do a bunch of free block parties and things between now and Warped Tour. We got a lot of content being created. It's, it's going to be one of those things to keep people engaged in the community going forward. The nonprofit stuff will all come out.
Yeah,
God, I love.
yeah.
Someone just put Sum 41. I mean, I love that Derek came last year. I didn't know Orlando. When Derek just showed up and we helped him, we gave him a booth to sell his new sock company. And the next thing you know, he was singing with the School of Rock under a tent. So you never know what's going to happen at Warped Tour.
It is
Yeah.
really like that, and like we are keeping everything going throughout until the first Warped Tour. Emo Night is starting to put on, local bands in the Warped Tour presents breaking and entering like at Emo Nights where it's just like local bands come and play, and you get to play the breaking and entering stage at Emo Night and sponsored by Warped Tour. So it's like we're keeping all of these things going through and until the first Warped Tour.
And then it's a lot of people asking for bands. Don't worry, we talk to all the bands. It really doesn't fall into their touring or schedule. I really I see Alaska's checking in today. I see Brazil checking in.
Oh, shout out Brazil.
Yeah, shout out to Brazil. Shout out to Alaska. Have you ever up there, Justice, with a band from
No,
Alaska? I mean,
no.
you should
I
put
would
that on
love
your
to.
buck. You should. Are you an outdoor guy at all, like fishing or anything? Or
Hell no. No.
do you like bears? They'll take you to go see some bears. We've
Uh,
taken bands
I'll
up
check one
there.
out on the internet for sure.
We've taken people up there, and it was funny. We did Warped Tour up in Alaska, and I think when they got up there, the hotel was this kind of broken down log cabin, almost that everyone was staying in. All they did was throw them in a bus, take them to go look at grizzly bears, and gave them some beer, and everyone was happy. It was like and then we did Warped Tour in a shopping mall parking lot. It was really, that's what you got to find the right moment and give everyone the right thing, and they forget where they're at. Do you plan on going out and do a signing at Warped Tour? Will you jump out and go out into the booth and say hello to everyone? You think, if you got a
For
chance?
me,
Yeah.
I would love to. The team's down. We're all social people. We love people. So if anybody wants to come link up, we'll
Yeah,
we'll we'll
and
do it.
Yes,
Be
I
awesome.
see a lot of people asking if there's going to be more bands, and I think I said when yes, I came on here. Even though this kind of ends the 30ish days of Warped Tour, there will be more of announcements for areas that are down the road because the bands are out touring. We like them to finish their touring in those markets before we announce them. Some have
Mm.
radius clause or maybe playing another festival we just don't announce them because we want the other festivals to have their moment with those bands, and then we'll have them on our festival. So keep an eye out. It's any of those grayed out spots will be filled in before the tour comes, and you never know the show comes, and will there be any special guests? If Weezer calls, we would find room. Trust me,
Bro,
River.
I got his number. Should I just text? Should I
Yeah,
just
just text
do it
River
right?
and say, hey.
Should we FaceTime him in
Yeah.
right now? And then
Let's get them.
the whole chat can just
Pull them
ask him
in.
and bombard him.
Yeah.
I just want to emphasize to the chat that it would go a long way using the energy and directing it at Weezer themselves. Go blow up their Instagram, blow up their personal Instagram or whatever, and let them know Warped Tour is the thing they need to do. They might
I
not even
don't,
realize it right now.
bro. Also, the chat, like, go blow up Angel Dust's Instagram and all their music. Like, I've been a
Blow me
humongous
up.
fan of Angel Dust since you guys came out, and all the different like the genres that you cover and of rock and roll. And it's like just been a joy to see, and I'm so happy that you're
Thank you.
on Warped Tour that like I get to see it. It's a
Thank you, man.
chat. Go spam Angel Dust.
Thank you. And it's
Yeah.
really exciting for us doing the shows coming up. We did Orlando and DC last year, and it was awesome. This is a cool time. Orlando, especially, there's just a magic in the air in Florida. The
Well, I
weather
think
was great. It was a
it
good
might have
time.
also been we had the perfect weather. Sometimes
Yeah,
magic comes and it was the weather because we've all been touring in Florida in the summertime, and that's those people. The crowd down there is hardcore when they go to an outdoor festival in August.
yeah,
When Warped Tour rolled through in July or August, they were hardcore. They were diehards. But last
yeah,
year was it was great. I think all the fans were great down there. They just went from stage to stage to stage. Your stage was packed, and then they'd roll right over to the next one. It felt like that's the big thing about Warped Tour. I just and I think there's all these amazing festivals, but I really believe these fans come with such an open mind to see new music,
yeah.
to experience new things. I mean, I don't know if you've one of those acts that say, has anyone ever seen it? Some of you have never seen us before, but almost anyone who did that, about a third of the crowd or half the crowd raised their hand. So
Yeah.
it is a sense of discovery. Any music they should be looking out for between now and then, or
Yeah, you got anything to plug?
anything to push on your own?
Um, I'm here to plug rock and roll music. Just all things rock and roll. It's
Nice.
it's it's the coolest. It's the most beautiful thing. There's a lot of great things happening around you and in your local community, and especially at Warped Tour. I think Warped Tour is a great place that to highlight some of the cooler bands that have been doing it for a long time, and a lot of the newer bands that are new to doing it. So
Well, fantastic. Well, I mean, it's been great, Morgan, joining you and hanging out and getting to talk a little bit on Sundays. And Justice, I'm really kind of excited to have you back. That's what
thank
Vet
you.
Work Tour does. I mean, when we see a band connecting with an honest audience, we'll vest in them and invite them again and invite them. We used to invite bands. It took a while. It was like Day to Remember, Paramore. They came 3 times on Warped Tour before they were a household name. You got to get out there and you
Yeah,
grow those crowds, and that's what we watched. I walked around last year, spent so much time just walking around the crowd, just watching a lot of bands that didn't even get to see play live before. I used
mm,
to see all the bands play live. I worked in the clubs 320 nights a year. That's how I learned about music, and I was working every night, and then I was able to book bands off of that the first 10, 12 years, and then we kind of moved forward, and I kind of depend on other people and word of mouth, and you have great word of mouth. And Amanda, who I work with, was like, hey, we got to put this band on, and I think it was a great decision. And
Yeah, I certainly yelled at Amanda about this. I've been pushing for Angel Dust forever for everything that anybody does that I'm involved with. Like, book them. Oh, Justice, you cut out.
oh no, I was saying I appreciate it. Thank you so much for advocating for us.
well, hopefully it's thawing out there on the road in the Midwest. I saw that it's not below zero touring right now. I mean, it's started to, spring is almost here, which means not far
Yeah.
behind. It will be outdoor festival season all across the country. And as we thaw out, we'll look forward to seeing you. I'll see you this summer for sure.
Yeah,
All right,
Kevin,
team. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
it's been a joy these
And it,
Sundays getting to
and,
get
and
to tap in
everyone,
with
thanks for all
everybody.
your notes. Thanks for all your suggestions. Shout out to everyone. Looking forward to the people going up to Canada again. Going to be down in Mexico. Who knows where we might go after this? You know, it's so nice when we have a response from people like yourselves. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see everyone this summer.
See you guys
Love
this
y'all.
summer.
Thank you.